What's up?
This is Confessions of a Co-Parent, the podcast where we get real about parenthood and navigating life after love. We are the Co-Parent Goals.
I'm Cedric.
And I am Devorah.
And each and every episode, we're coming in strong. We're giving you all the raw and uncut, all about co-parenting.
And of course, your anonymous confessions. This is Confessions of a Co-Parent. Let's get it. What's good?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good.
Let's
blessed.
start there. Why so aggressive? Like, are you good and are you blessed?
You know what's crazy? There was an incident yesterday at one of my properties, and the white lady said that I was being aggressive. She was. So she came over to complain about a light, and I started recording it. And then everything was good until she cursed. And I got the footage here. She cursed at me.
And then what happened?
I told her, I said, ma'am, get off my property. And then I called her a racist.
Wait, what is this in Marietta?
It was down the street. It's crazy. But it's funny.
You be doing that in Marietta?
No, she came onto my property. So she saw me out there, but she was complaining.
They will still kill you on your property.
They couldn't.
You can't say that online, can you?
No, you can't. You have to mute that out.
They'll edit it.
But so I got the video clip and I want to show y'all. But like, it's crazy. But it's crazy you just said that. Aggressive. My legs are folded.
But I told you that sometimes the wording, especially if you're direct, it don't even have to be aggressive, like hostile aggressive. It can literally be. We're not finna watch that.
I make too much money to argue, and I keep the peace.
Sir, and I just want to clear the air because that was not my intention.
I would have said,
Look.
the air is clear.
See, you missed it. See, you missed it.
I'm gonna tell my Mexican guys, my black guys, my white guys, whoever I have working with me. I don't say anybody works for me. I own this house and I own 15 other houses in this area. I don't ever say anybody works for me. The people that work with me, I'll say stay away from the neighbor. I'll give them your address and I'll say she's a troublemaker and she's disrespectful. That right there, you don't ever curse in front of me. And then have respect for your child.
Curse in front of me?
Why are you cussing at me? I didn't say nothing mean.
What'd she say to you?
And I never said no.
Okay, turn it off.
So it's a perfect segue for Deborah to say that I was aggressive. So long story short,
You called me aggressive the last episode that we did as a guest.
this is what I deal with. But long story short, so basically I renovated the house, and the house was previously before a crack meth house, right? So basically she's been coming on to the property every single day, and it's the house I've been telling you about. Coming onto the property, like harassing my guys and all that stuff. So then yesterday she saw me there. So she walked past my car, came back in the yard, and I said, okay, this is the lady that everybody been talking about. So I started the camera immediately because I was like, I don't want her to call me aggressive or say I did something wrong. So she's like, there's some trash that is in the yard. She kept saying the yard. I said, okay, ma'am, is it in your yard? Well, no, not really. I said, okay. Well, she said, can I show you? I said, yeah. So instead of making her walk all the way around the sidewalk, I let her walk through my property, right? She left her baby, and I said, ma'am, these are sticks that are on my property. She's like, well, you guys need to move them because you guys renovated the house, and I know you spend a lot of money. But another thing, why is my light on at night? Because it's shining in my child's room. I said, oh, so your child has no curtains on her window? Long story short, I said, well, I'll talk to the owner, because I don't know if I can complain to him about some sticks that's in his yard that you're complaining about. Man, she all of a sudden just snapped. F you. I said, who are you talking to? I said, ma'am, you're racist. Get off my property now. And the entire time she was just talking. So it's funny you said that because she was like, well, you were aggressive. I said, ma'am, how was I aggressive? And I got everything on camera. But that's what I'm dealing with. And it's funny you said that because it was like, it wasn't a trigger, but it was like the lady yesterday said the same thing. So I guess I have to maybe talk lighter or something?
I mean, no, I'm definitely, we've had the conversation because it's like, how can you controlling the things that you can control? But like, I don't feel like if you would have responded differently, that her response would have been any different.
It wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But by the time we got done with the conversation, I said, ma'am, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I said, you should be embarrassed to be cursing in front of your kid. And I said, you're on my property. And every time I asked her, I said, are the sticks on your side? And then I said, when a new buyer comes, are you going to come complaining to them about their light? And I said, first off, your infant baby should have curtains or blinds up on. I looked at it. Her whole window is see-through. How ridiculous is that? So then by the end of the conversation, I called her racist. I told her I didn't accept her apology. She asked to take me to dinner and she apologized and she was wrong. But I put two and two together. I think she's going through postpartum. And that's probably why. But she was so aggressive. And I'm like, lady, and I was like, you're racist. She's like, I'm not racist. I've got 3 black friends. I said, oh, the perfect phrase. But anyway, long story short, I told her to get off my property 10 times. She didn't want to get off. She ended up crying, saying that she wants to keep the peace and she apologizes and she wants to take me out to dinner. I said, ma'am, you're married. Are you trying to get me killed? And she's like, my husband's Jewish and I got 3 black friends. I'm from New York and I'm half black. I said, ma'am, you ain't have a lick of black in you. But I kept telling her to get off my property. She didn't leave. But yeah, but that's what I'm dealing with.
But what
that was yesterday.
Okay, so to the point of conversation, why would you say that she was, you think that she's postpartum because she just has an infant?
Yeah. There's no other reason for you to come onto my property. Then she walked in my house one day. The agent was showing the house and was talking about turn the lights off and all that. So the baby's new. I don't know how long postpartum lasts, but I think that's what she's going through. And then she cursed at me, cursed me out, and then cried. Literally within the same time frame.
I want to segue into, because today we're talking about mental health and
perfect,
right, and motherhood and all that stuff. But
excellent.
Again, I can't lead a conversation because it sounds to me like she's just a Karen.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah,
and that's why I recorded it.
I want to because the postpartum that mothers experience is real. Like, that's real. I can't, we're going to have that conversation, but I also can't put that conversation on top of this instance that you're talking about, because to me, that just sounds like a white lady that got called out and she cried after.
But no, she did. And that's why mental health, just think about all the stuff that I have to deal with, right? I could have snapped. But like I told her, I said, I know how to handle people like you. And when you walked onto the property, that's why I pressed record. But if my mental health wasn't right with all the stuff I'm dealing with, I could have went off on her, and it could have gotten bad.
Yeah, that was not safe for her at all.
It wasn't.
That's what I don't think that she understands. Like, thank God that you're you. But like, you could have, if you were somebody else, that would not have worked out for her.
That's what I told her.
And that's horrible. It's horrible to say, but it's also horrible that you know, as a black man, that you had to turn your phone on.
100%.
Because you could have, had you not, she could have left there crying and went to her husband and been like, oh, he did da-da-da-da, and you let her in your property. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's like, as a black man, you even have to like, you shouldn't even have allowed her without a witness there into that property.
Well, my guys were there.
Okay.
And I didn't let her come in. She was outside, but literally we stood out there in 45 minutes, and I just wanted her to know, it's like, ma'am, you got lucky, because you don't know what my mindset could have been. And I probably got lucky too, because I recorded it. And I simply told her, I said, I started recording so you couldn't say I was aggressive. Because I said, what reason did you have to curse at me? Because you were telling me no and you were getting aggressive.
So you're having a tantrum.
I said, ma'am, I was 6 feet or further away from you. So how was I aggressive? Well, okay, I admit I was wrong 100%. And started crying. I said, oh my God, this lady a little bipolar a little bit. So I said, ma'am, I don't forgive you. I still think you're racist. And I'll let my guys know not to deal with the messy racist neighbor. And then she's like, well, I just want the peace. But that just goes down to say, like, all the stuff I'm dealing with, I could have snapped.
Right.
And it may not have been justified, because just because she cursed on me and I could have went crazy, but she don't know what my mental health was like.
Right.
But I just tried to tell her, like, man, we got to be careful. And then she left her kid on the sidewalk to walk behind my house to show me where the sticks were that were on my property. But that's why I just played that, because it's like, people really have to know, and you have to be quick on your feet too, because I could have been like, B, don't get off the F my property, and then she would have went home, told her husband, he could have came back with a gun, anything. So that's why I was talking like this. I was calm. I wasn't even moving my hands, but I had my phone like this the entire time. And I said, the reason why I'm recording you is so that you can't go back to your husband and say that I did something that I didn't do. I said, because right now you're the aggressor. And I think she was just thrown off. She was just thrown off.
So what do you do? Like, where is your mental health?
I don't have one.
Where
I'm
is
going
yours
crazy
today? So you're going crazy.
I'm just joking. Take that off. You can take that out. I don't know. I think I'm just functioning. But I've trained myself to always say, if things are bad, it's only going to get better. And you really have to just train your mind to think positive. So being a black man, there's a lot of stuff you deal with. And we're not allowed to show weakness ever. And then sometimes the people that you open up to and you become vulnerable with, they have something against you. So I think a lot of black men just keep things in. They look for other ways to cope with things to try to get over it. But I mean, it's hard being a black man in general.
So you're saying that people will utilize information that you share?
Of course. People always do that.
What do you mean?
It's just human. Like, it's just human nature. Like, if you confided in somebody and they know your deepest and darkest, I mean, it all depends on like what role they play in your life. But you just have to be careful with telling people like what you're going through.
You mean bringing it back up later and throwing it in your face?
Yeah,
using it.
Like, if y'all get into it, well, you probably doing this because X, Y, and Z. I mean,
Okay, I see what you mean.
everybody, like, even people that you date, you got to be careful in telling them what your mindset is. Because say y'all get an argument. No, now I see what you're talking about. I mean, it's just, you just got to be careful. So I think the best thing to do with the best way to cope with issues that could impact your mental health is find peace within. Because I don't really care who you are. You can't seek peace by confiding in other humans all the time.
Right.
So you got to find an equal balance.
Yeah.
Or where's your mental?
I take a deep breath before
I would say that deep breath. Oh my goodness, that's deep.
I think before I speak. Let me say that again. I think before I speak. It's worked out for me. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
It works for me. My mental health, I would say I'm in a decent space. I am coming from a space of everybody's using the word exhaustion. You know what that means?
Of course, I know what that means.
No, so I would say exhaustion, and I'm hesitant to say it because
Did you just insult me?
no, I would never.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I'm hesitant to use it because words have power, and I'm also like I am aware that that is something that I've experienced, but it's not always going to be my current. And I also feel like I'm moving out of the space of where, I don't know, some days I feel like, okay, I got it again, or I got my energy back, or I got this. And then the next day it's like, I'm exhausted again. So I feel like that's where I am, but I do feel like I have things in place to like support the ebbs and flows of whatever I might encounter.
What is the biggest challenge that I think you face? I mean, that you think you face on a day-to-day basis?
Day-to-day?
Like,
to be honest.
Something that will literally drag your mental.
These kids.
You got one son. Oh, you got
these dogs.
Yeah, you got, yeah.
People asking me stuff. People talking to me. People needing me.
You may need to go to Mars then.
That's where I'm headed. Tomorrow. I came to drop Christian off today.
That's where I'm headed. But why I got so many kids though?
You know,
that's really, you got 4. Christian is 2. Christian is 2, and the dogs is
4. 2 apiece, and actually that's 6.
I can see you tapping into something mentally right there. You just looking.
Yeah, because it's stretched.
Yeah,
it's stretched for sure. Like, but a real like for real. I feel like there is this. You're seeing people starting to do it where they're having a conversation about the truth of motherhood, like the reality of this and what it's evolving into where we are in a world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like motherhood 30 years ago, completely different. Just, yes, it's the same, but like, I feel like we are just responsible for a lot more things, or maybe it's just where we are in like the capacity that we have because of like it's technology based. It's like our brains are always consuming things. Like, I don't know how if those are the deciding factors or if those are the things that's affecting everything else, but it's weighty, especially as a single mother. Like, I know that I've spoken to a lot of my girlfriends, even the ones who are married, and motherhood is still ghetto even there. Like, it's not just us as single mothers, but for me, because I am a single mother, that's the only lens that I can speak from because I've never been married. So I don't know what that looks like. But at raising a child on my own, even with support, it's hard. And every age group, every level is something different. It's something different. And I feel like I've hit this wave of motherhood. One, because life got really hard at one point. That was a thing. And then it's just like, even in that hard spot, moving out of that or through it with my child, and then him being on his own journey while he's going from elementary school to middle school. Now we're talking about preteen. It's a lot. Him being the only child, there not being like buffers, and I am the buffer. And right now it's like Christian's buffer is friends or video games. Sports, when we were doing a lot of sports, we're not doing a lot of sports now, so there's less buffers. So now it's me and him, which has always been us, but it feels more like he's in my face. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm saying all of that to say, because it's bringing me, like, going through the last 2 years to where Christian is, where he's basically walking into teen, like preteen or whatever. It's requiring so much work, but not because of him. It's because of me. Like, it's causing me to have to go back. Everything is a reflection of me. Like, when it comes to life, I'm the person, because I'm all about growth and evolution, pursuit of better. I'm going to always revert back to myself. So when I see, oh, we're struggling with this at home, what can I do? Or what am I doing? Or how do I play a role in this? And so as the adult and as the parent, this season is requiring me to go look at myself in a deeper lens. And then it's also making me go back to like my childhood. And I was having a conversation with my mentor the other day, and it's like, I was telling her about how I'm tired, like I'm exhausted, but not for the reasons that she would think. Like, I'm tired because I'm doing work. Like, I'm working on myself. Like, I'm waking up every day. Like, I got to wake up at 5 o'clock because I got to do da-da-da-da. Not even on no grind mentality type stuff. I don't move like that anymore. Like, even though I know things have got to be done. Money has got to be made. It's not that grind. I'm waking up in pursuit of myself every single day. And sometimes I hit it. Sometimes I don't. I wake up trying to be a better mother. I wake up trying to make better decisions. Like, I wake up trying to pursue God. And that's exhausting. Mm-hmm. Like, doing the work, whatever work you're doing, it's hard. It takes energy from you.
No, it does.
Like, spiritual work, like trying to being a better person, like trying to eat healthy, like making an effort, a conscious effort to control your emotions. Like, that's hard work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, going back to therapy, that's hard work.
You think the therapy is helping you?
I mean, I just started. I give my own self-therapy. So I don't know. It helps to talk to somebody, but I honestly feel like, and I hope she don't listen to this.
Don't say it then.
I don't care. It's the truth. I honestly feel, and that's what therapy is sometimes. Like, I feel like, because I'm not new to therapy, like I've been in therapy for years. Like
I'm in therapy now.
Good. Mm-hmm. As you should be. I feel like we all should be. But
I was just, this allergies, I almost teared up.
So
this is the platform to do it. Okay. Ain't no shame in my game.
What you about to tear up about?
You know, I ain't cried in years.
That's a lie. When the last time you cried?
I want to say when I seen Christian come out. That was 12 years ago.
Cedric, when the last time
you
cried?
I don't know. Probably, it's been a long time. I don't even remember.
I think you told me you cried it was a family member's funeral or something.
And that was, it's probably almost a decade ago. No, longer than that.
You literally don't cry?
I don't know. So.
Do you not cry? Like, you don't go to sleep sometimes and just cry?
No.
Men don't do that.
I don't do that.
You don't want to when you talk to your therapist, no tears ever come out, ever? Oh,
you know what? I was at church recently and my eyes watered, but I didn't cry. I'm for real.
Do you think it's an ego thing?
No, I'm numb to being emotional. I'm just numb. Mm-hmm. And then, so, like what I used to do when I was younger, if I was like sad or down or something like that, I used to go work. So I just get paper routes, and I had a paper route. I had 40-something clients, and when I had any type of idle time to think about my emotions, I would go and try to get more jobs. I'll go shovel snow, cut grass, rake leaves. So I think that has followed me.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think that it still shows up now? Like, do you think there's a correlation between how much you're working and if life is hard? Because you could be like increasing your workload when you're feeling emotional because that is what you've associated with.
100%. 100%. So like when I'm super, super, super busy, I'm like, if I stopped and thought about something that's going on, like even like my grandma, like she going through stuff right now, and then my aunt, my uncle. But then it's like if I sit back, and then it's like now my mom's stressing. So now it's like, dang, I got to keep working. I got to make sure I can make money. So I think that is my coping. But yeah, I don't even remember the last time that I cried. When the last time you cried?
Child, every day. Every
That's
second.
not funny. I support you.
In the car. When I wake up.
Whatever.
I just like it. I actually enjoy crying.
Really?
I do. Like, I can actually listen to music and evoke an emotion.
That's crazy.
Like a thought.
But you
I
are
can
an
think
actress
about my
too.
mother. I'm
Yeah.
not an actress. This is real. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with.
Do it now.
I wouldn't do it now because I need my face before the rest of
Oh.
I got self-control.
I think, it would be good if I can go to like one of them places and like bang stuff
No, you need
and then cry.
they got spaces for men to like go in the woods and like
Shoot stuff?
there. I don't know if that was like a
It's probably a meme.
no, what's satire? Like, like they were making like a funny video or whatever, and they were trying to make it seem like, because you know how women be like, I'm going off into the woods and I'm gonna break something.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna heal. And then they had men in the woods like,
Oh, doing the same thing?
but doing the opposite, like doing like knocking down a tree. Or like,
Yeah, like cutting down trees, digging something or something like that.
or like, yeah. Like, yeah.
I mean, if they had that, I would probably go to it.
They do.
It probably feel good to cry.
It does feel really good to cry. And if you're not crying, then it's something that our body releases. I don't know, because I'm not a scientist or even into biology or anything like that. So, but I know that there are some, is it endorphins?
Endorphins.
Endorphins that are released like when we feel.
Because there's tears of joy, there's tears of sorrow, like, so it probably does feel good to cry sometimes. I just never,
You need to go deeper into your spirituality then.
no, that's not true. I'm
So then go cry at church then.
I'm at the most peace I've ever been in my life.
You
Like,
still need to be crying.
Do you hear this?
You still need to be crying.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, nothing. That's peaceful. That's peaceful.
You definitely still need to be crying because that's.
I don't think I need to cry. I think if the time presents itself, I need to cry. I'll cry. But I've teared up in church before because sometimes the sermon hits hard.
Good.
It'll hit you, and you gotta look at the pastor like, and sometimes you feel like they're talking to you.
He is.
But it's crazy because typically if you go to church consistently and you build that connection, there's always a message that you can receive on that Sunday.
Absolutely. It's anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people should be able to, and this is a side note and then we're going to get back on topic, but like you should be able to receive the word from anyone. And when people say, oh, I don't do church like that, or I don't like him, or he ain't my type of, that ain't my type of church. But it's like, if you are coming here and you need something for God, he'll speak to you through anyone. He'll use a child to speak to you.
Nah, I was going to disagree with you until you said that.
He'll use anyone.
Yeah, I was going to disagree with you because I used to be big on connecting with the pastors, but then
you are.
When all these pastors was doing all this crazy stuff, I said, let me just focus on the message.
And it's not to say that, it's not to say that what you feel is not legit. Like you may not be called to be under that pastor's
correct
leadership, and that's fine, or that church or that congregation, that's fine. But if my mother invited me to her church, I can go back to the country and receive a word. Like I can go back to anywhere and receive a word from God. Because if it's based on scripture, if it's based on the word.
You know that we both PK kids?
Yes, Cedric. Okay.
Yes, Cedric. This is what I'm dealing with.
Let's transition really quickly because we're running short on time. But we're going to do our confessions of a co-parent and see what
Let's
they wrote
do
in
it.
today.
Let's
real
do
quick.
it. Let's do it.
This is what someone said. I don't think I've ever really talked about how hard this has been for me. As a dad, I feel like I'm supposed to just handle it. Like I always got to hold it down, be the provider, the strong one, don't show too much. Between co-parenting, trying to figure out life, and still showing up for my kid, it gets hard. I don't really have a space to let it out. My boys don't talk about this kind of thing, and I can't always go there with my co-parent. So what do you do when you're trying to be solid for everybody, but you don't really have anywhere to be real yourself? What do you do?
Therapy and prayer. That's it. I mean, he it sounds like he's going through what I've been going through, and it's really just prayer. It's really prayer. But I think we talk about this a lot. You have to do the spiritual and mental work on your own. Mm-hmm. And if you go into a situation and you're not spiritually healed or bounded, I think it just makes things a lot different. I mean, a lot more difficult. It's like you basically trying to start a new life with old baggage.
Right.
And I think for a lot of black men, there really aren't many outlets. Well, there are outlets, but we're not comfortable using those outlets to kind of go through things. And then by the time we seek or want help, it's too late. Like we've done something that would jeopardize our freedom. We've done something where we ruin a relationship. And I just think we've got to normalize being able to talk together as black men. And I do have some friends where we got like a little group and we'll text each other and just, hey, what's up, y'all? Like just checking in. And
but what does the check-ins look like? Do y'all actually tell each other stuff?
Man, no.
Exactly.
All it is, what's up, dog? Are you good? I'm good. And then you go on about your business.
So I've learned that
men's check-ins are different.
I know.
Yeah.
So again, I can't say this is research-based, but I did receive this information. I can't remember how. But
AskJeeves.com.
So it was talking about how, and we might have even spoke about this on another podcast, but like how men, when they're with other groups of men, y'all are talking to each other and y'all are sharing things, but y'all don't share how we share. So if I'm talking to a woman, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm telling them about my life. I'm telling them what's going on. Just like we're talking about motherhood. And I'm like telling them about it and how ghetto it is or whatever. And then she's going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally understand how you feel that way. That sucks so bad. And da 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 da. And then I'm going to tell her, and so she's consoling me and she's being there and I'm being vulnerable with her. You're going to be like, yo, my kid got put in ISS and he in trouble at school and he quit football and he did this and da 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 da. And then this young gentleman is going to come in and say, oh yeah, my son quit as well and da 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 da. So like he's not going to even, most of the time, the conversation is not about you. It's like yours, his, yeah. And then that's that. But when when a man interacts with a woman, that's where he is actually able to be vulnerable and where he's getting to share his feelings. Like y'all are not talking about like, yo, when he quit football, it really hurt my feelings because I was living through him. Like you're not gonna say that to your homeboy. Like you're not gonna talk about your feelings with him, but you're gonna talk about your feelings with your girl. So that's another reason why, and I know that because I was looking at it from the lens of like this man only likes to talk about himself. And I ain't like that. But when I gained that information, it helped me be more sympathetic to the fact that, first of all, I know this, but it's just reiterating the fact that men and women are just completely different.
Correct.
And so, whereas it's like, I'm looking at you, like, Cedric never asked about my feelings. He don't even care. No, he's just a different makeup. He does not, like your genetic makeup is not to ask about my feelings. Not saying that you shouldn't still develop that skill, but you're innate, like you are probably going to share your feelings before you invite mine to you. Mm-hmm. Like I might still give them to you, but you're not going to, most men, and not to say that men can't do that or aren't vulnerable or have that level of emotional availability, but like a lot of men don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, That is exactly. I mean, like you said it. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, he wasn't even really listening. Because like,
Exactly.
I'm sitting here like, I didn't even get a response because I did say something, and then they was like, man, that's
So
crazy.
you have to say, share your piece and be like, so what do you think about that?
But it's still gonna go to, man, that's crazy because my son did the same.
Yes,
So
but you do it with me all the time, and me and my mom, and my sister, we all peep it. Over the years, people like, Cedric just love to talk about himself, and we're thinking like, oh, it's a competition. It really felt like that, but now that I understand, I'm like, no, you really think that you just participated in the conversation.
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
And Christian do the same thing, and I'd be like, you don't want to ask about my day? You don't care about what mommy did? You just want to tell me about you.
yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, but life is about understanding too, and men just think differently.
Yeah.
They just think differently.
But to your point, what was the question? I'm sorry, we got to wrap this up.
So yeah, so therapy and prayer, basically what it boils down to.
What about community?
If he can find one, he can probably find one like you just mentioned. Everybody
Think that there are a lot of black communities or communities. There are spaces for black men available. But what I'm learning is too that a lot of black men
don't know about them.
know about them and aren't comfortable with them.
Yeah,
And they're not looking for them.
man, I see.
Some black men are, but I think that it depends. Like who were you raised around? What did you have exposure to? How did you grow up? What's the environment? What did community look like for you as a child?
Yeah.
Too? Because those people that had access to that when they were younger are just more likely to recreate it. Or you might seek it because you didn't have it. I don't know.
Correct.
But I hear, like you said it a lot, like I don't need anybody. And I hope that you know at this age, like that's not the truth.
Well, now I'm getting older, so now I'm like, man, I do need somebody just in case.
You don't have there is nobody else.
But I don't have. I mean, I say I don't need anybody because that's what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm gonna need somebody to push me around the wheelchair.
You are.
So.
And if it's not your child,
it ain't gonna be Christian. Christian not.
He is. He'll hire somebody.
Exactly. Christian, but I see him taking care of you before he taking care of me. But that's fine because that's how you ain't gonna be.
He's about to take care of me.
Who gonna take care of you?
I'm gonna have a husband.
Oh.
And my mother.
Okay.
My mother. Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully.
Your mother.
Yes. My grandmama be taking care of her. So my mom about to take care of me. Period. And she already know it.
What?
Absolutely. Come on. Get your wheelchair and come take care of me.
Ain't that abuse? She gonna be 120.
No, we're gonna be taking care of each other. Community reciprocity.
Pushing each other around.
Absolutely.
Well, that's beautiful.
No, but I wouldn't trust Christian to take care of me. Anyways.
Me either. He probably leave my diaper on, and now I can't even talk, so I'm just sitting there, and Christian just sitting there playing video games. Actually, I ain't gonna need no diaper because really, I'm gonna be probably mobile talking about 85, 90.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, seriously, he needs to just. I mean, it's important, and like we got to start figuring out a way for black men to be able to communicate in a healthy environment because even the toughest, the strongest. Like everybody needs to talk to somebody, and what I'm realizing now is it's becoming more common to not speak about how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Right. But I just feel like times are changing, and mental health is real, depression is real. Being like a lot of this stuff is real, but you got to be able to talk to somebody. But as a black man, you have to look tough all the time. But to your point, I could be tough out in the streets and come here and cry and bawl, but I really don't. I'm just numb.
And you said you have to, but you do to a certain degree. But then you have to have those spaces where you can let that guard down and know that you don't have to carry it all by yourself.
Correct.
Because we were not called to this life by ourselves. Like we weren't called to do it alone.
I agree.
So to the point, we have to start having the conversations and leaning on community and our support systems. And sometimes the system looks like, the support looks like this, and sometimes it looks like finding other people to fill those spaces. But Mental health is real, and we definitely want you guys to be taking care of yourselves so that we can do all the things that we have to do while we're here and take care of these kids.
Correct. All right. So that was today's confession. We want you guys to reach out to us. We want to hear more about your stories. We definitely appreciate everybody that's reaching out and sending all your details. Tune in to our next session. Thanks.
So be sure to tune in wherever you get your podcast, whether it be on Spotify, Apple, or even just watching on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe so that you can get all of our content as it comes out. Bye.
Peace.